Hello, everybody. Welcome back on the Pursuit of Wealth. We're going to get started. It's your host, Rod, and this is your home for MJ Stocks, crypto assets, news and interviews, real estate, commodities, anything that you can get wealth from. and it's been an eventful day today, so we're going to jump right into it here. Give it another 30 seconds or so, and we'll jump right to it. All right, we're going to get started here in about 15 seconds. Apologies for the delay here. Just getting a few things lined up here. Let us know where you're tuning in from as well. It's a member-only live chat, so I don't have a whole lot of time today, so I won't be able to do a public one. But anybody who's on YouTube, if you're a member, you can comment in the live chat. If you have any questions or ticker requests, just let me know the exchange as well. And then, obviously, if you're in the PAL Group private community on Slack, let me know inside there if you have any requests or questions, and I'll get to those first. All right, let's jump right to it. Hope everyone's having a great Friday. Happy Friday. It's January 30th. And like I said, going to jump into a market update. The sell-off did intensify. I've been warning about this for the last 2 weeks, over 2 weeks now. So if anybody's surprised, shame on you. Just kidding. You might have just found the channel. But you're lucky because, like I said, you would have been given a 2-week heads up. So consider yourself lucky if you didn't get this heads up. The next time there's a price warning, whether it be to the upside or the downside, don't worry, you're subscribed now, and you'll get the news before it happens. I find it funny. You get all these accounts that they only report news as it happens. So, like Watcher Guru says, he's got like 3 million, not 300. He's got like 3.2 million followers on X, and all he does is post news as it happens. So, price just fell to this price. Price just fell to this level, and he's got 3 million followers. I tell people it's going to fall to that price level before it happens, and I got 1,000 followers. It's like, no wonder 99% of people lose money is because they follow the wrong people. They don't have the right mindset, right? They're not trying to predict things before they happen, right? They're just reacting to it, and that's basically like they say that technical analysis isn't about predicting, but it is, right? It's not about necessarily predicting that it's going to go up or down or sideways. It's knowing which one is the most likely scenario and then reacting after you see clues, right? So you get support and resistance breaking, right? So it's not about predicting the future. It's just reading what the charts are saying, coming to the most likely conclusion on the chart, and then if everything else fundamentally is lining up there, and I gotta, just 1 second here, folks. Oh man, living downtown, non-stop ambulances and fire trucks, and my dog. Every time he hears them, he has to mimic them. But anyway, long story short, what I was saying is, when you're looking at the chart, it's not a guarantee, it's just probability. So you are in essence predicting, right? How would I know that the price was going to drop to 81K on Bitcoin, and then lo and behold, literally yesterday we hit 81K? Like, do I have a crystal ball? No. Am I the biggest bullshitter of life? No. Does technical analysis work? Yes. Ding, 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 ding. It's not a guarantee either. I find it funny because people are still surprised. Look at that sell-off on silver today. How long ago did I send a warning that silver was probably going to sell off 20-30%? And if it does, you should expect that. You should not be surprised, and you should expect at least a 20 to 30% pullback. Right here, overheated silver, 20 to 30% pullback incoming. Watch this important pattern / clue. And I was talking about weekly consolidation. Guess what we just started today? Weekly consolidation. Guess what we just got? Almost a 40% pullback. Why is it 40%? Why did it not pull back 20, 30 like I said? Because we kept going. right? I said we had a daily bull flag target of 112. Well, we overshot that. So the more aggressive if you overshoot something, and the more aggressive the move up, well, the more aggressive the move down. So therefore, that increased the pullback. And as you can see, silver's down almost 40% from the high of yesterday. I can't believe how many people commented on my video, on this video. They're like, this guy's an idiot. He doesn't understand what he's talking about. Silver's going to 200. No way in hell it's pulling back 20, 30%. I can't help but laugh at those people, because the naivety of it. It's like, wow, you will be humbled. The market humbles all. But before we get to it, make sure to smash the like, all that stuff. If you're new, you can subscribe, take the bell. Like I said, you'll be notified on any future price warnings, whether it be to the upside or to the downside. And it's not financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes only. And follow us over on X as well, formerly Twitter. The handle for that is @GroupPow. So I've been absolutely slaying these trades lately. If we just go over to the Pow Group private community here, I've got a trading channel. And let me just scroll up. So I just entered a short on ETH. 1x, so no leverage. Stop 31.49. Target is 24.01. We're getting very close to that target. What else did I say? XRP is a potential daily bear flag. Just entered another short at 194 at the 0.32 fib. Target, if confirmed, is 160. And we just hit like 172. So we're pretty much following that. Bang on is awesome. This is awesome. We're pretty much bang on there. Just decided to close all XRP shorts here. My target was 174. So I updated that. I'm all out of my short positions. Actually, I did open another short position on Bitcoin, which I'll discuss here in just a second. I said sell-off accelerating quicker than I thought, and no gov shutdown in progress on Clarity, queuing the buys. So I've got some buy orders set. Only got one short position left. It's Bitcoin. And there's talks. There's like a 92% chance the government's going to shut down. So the Clarity Act is moving along good, but there's like a 92% chance that the market's going to shut down now. Just 1 second here. Let me just bring it up. Sorry, I thought I had it up here, but I didn't. Poly. Can't type today. Poly market. Oh my God, what is going on here? There. It's like my key wasn't working on my keyboard. So yeah, 57 chance now the Clarity Act gets signed into law. And let's look up the gov shutdown just so that we have the most up-to-date numbers here for everybody. Dropped a little bit, so it says 88 now. 88% chance. So that would be the final flush. And new chair, Warsh, has been confirmed. Well, not confirmed, but selected. So yeah, this one's saying 57% chance, so it's 88 and 57. Yeah, absolutely slaying the trades here the last little while. My trading account's at an all-time high. Obviously, my long-term account getting hit, but that's why we have a trading account as well, to kind of soften the blow and help ease with the mental, psychological effects and emotional effects that the market has on us, right? But right here. So just entered an XRP spot / long trade, filled at 174. We'll scale in another. So I got buy orders on XRP at 164, 154, 144. We could see 160 and then 120. So 120 is the weekly descending triangle target on XRP, and the weekly bear flag is 160. We have a 4-hour bear flag on Bitcoin that's targeting 75K. If that hits, it confirms the weekly bear flag, and we're targeting 60K on Bitcoin, and Michael Saylor will be shitting his pants. Sell-off accelerating quicker than I thought. Yeah, so that was the one. So just entered a short on Bitcoin here, looking for a 4-hour bear flag. So now let's bring up the Bitcoin chart and see if we're still respecting that. So yeah, we came real close on the same 4-hour candle. We started 4-hour consolidation. We came real close to that 81,000 support, and we're bouncing again. But as long as we remain below 84.5K, it's still a 4-hour bear flag. So I would say the most likely scenario is over the next maybe 8 or so hours, this more than likely confirms. And SPY was starting to roll over a little bit as well, so we're seeing some weakness there. And obviously the precious metals. So what I think is going to happen is, and again, it's not a guarantee, but based on everything that I'm saying, A lot of weakness still out there. Weekly bear flags, descending triangles, lots of downside still potentially due to the technical patterns. I would say that the most likely scenario is we're going to see pretty much all risk on assets flush one more time. And then this weekly consolidation is a great sign for metals rotating into crypto. And my focus right now is just purely on altcoins. That's like 80 to 90% of my focus right now, where I'm going to be buying. And I'll get into the chat here in just a moment and take a request towards the end. So if anybody's wondering, don't sweat that. So yeah, I am open. I have a Bitcoin short open at the moment, and I'm going to be looking to take profit around 77K. But as you can see, the 4-hour bear flag, you just take your measured move there from the high to the low, move it out to your 0.32 fib, and it's saying 75K would be the target. And then you zoom out to the weekly, and the weekly bear flag saying 60K. So not looking good. But if you're looking to short the market like I am, make money when the prices go down, there'll be links for this in the description and in the comment section. And this is also the sponsor of today's video, BTCC. I can't say enough good things about them. I've been just absolutely slaying the trades on BTCC. My trading account's at an all-time high. I just can't believe how easy it's been to, especially with the PAL algo alerts. It's just, it's almost like too easy at this point. And yeah, you really, if you're not in the PAL algo alerts or the PAL group private community, yeah, I don't know what you're doing, to be honest with you. It's such an amazing group. And the amount of growth and success that we've seen in such a short period of time, at the rate that the community is growing as well, it's just, it's hard to fathom. Sometimes I don't know my own name sometimes, but I don't care. The more people I can help, the better. I don't care if my life gets busier. More people to help, okay, let's do it. Game on. But 10% bonus on your first time deposit. Look at all these benefits, folks. I've never seen anything like up to 40% lower trading fees. And I started covering Bitcoin, BTCC, before anybody. Now all the major channels, like we're talking about influencers with like 2 million followers in the crypto space, are promoting BTCC. But you heard it from here first. And we got some of the best, probably the best perks. But they've got over 350 cryptos. Over 14 years they've been in operation, never been hacked. Tokenized FX, they have tokenized stocks, so you can trade tokenized Tesla, MicroStrategy, which you should short shit out of that. And then, what else? You got Microsoft on there, Tesla, Amazon, you can trade all those. Tokenized gold, so you could have short gold, could have shorted silver, like I said, 20, 30, 40% pullback. We just got it, you could have shorted silver like I recommended. And 500x leverage. No KYC, no VPN. You can set up your account in less than 2 minutes. It's a no-brainer. If you're not already set up with BTCC, I don't know what to tell you. You'll thank me later. Check out the link in the description. All right, so jumping into more of a market update here. So yeah, hourly bounces are underway, but like I said, we're still in a 4-hour bear flag territory here on Bitcoin, and a lot of other names are set up for 4-hour bear flags as well. So let's take a look here at SPY. So it's a daily inside bar, pretty much a little bit on the bullish side here. We're trying to close above that EMA 12 here on the daily, but it's not looking good. We're not in a daily uptrend anymore. We're not in a daily downtrend either, but the EMA 12 and 26 bear cross is lining up, and we could be heading to daily oversold. So like I said, I'm expecting one more big flush pretty much across the board on all risk assets, and then you're going to see a final capitulation bottom, a big flush, and then I think you're going to see a lot of rotation away from the precious metals and tech into crypto, and specifically altcoins. You're going to probably see the biggest alt season of history. It'll be that final grand finale, and then I would say over the next 3 to 6 months, we're probably going to wrap it up and enter a multi-year bear market, at which point MJ will be the focus. I think drug policy and MJ are going to be the biggest beneficiaries, healthcare, etc. I agree with, I've been saying this for years, but Michael Burry came out a couple months ago, I think it was, and agreed with me. I've been saying it for years, and he finally just came out a couple months ago saying what I said. He believes that healthcare is going to be the sector to be in when everything else tops out. So there you go. I'm calling what the big short investor has said years before he said it. So, yeah. It's pretty incredible, actually, like the amount of success we've been having as a group, and you better watch out, market makers. We done figured out your rigged game, and we're taking the power away from you, and we're giving it back to the people. Imagine that. All right, so let's take a look at the indices here. You got silver. So, like I said, massive pullback. I knew that we were going to see a massive pullback, and it's not even that big of a pullback if you think about it. Like, look at the weekly time frame here. We just started weekly consolidation. All it was just a simple back test to EMA 12. We're still in a weekly uptrend. I don't think it's a weekly bull flag anymore, potentially, because we just pulled back more than the 83, I think it was. Yeah, we needed to hold 83, and we came back to 73. So more than likely set up for a type of equilibrium now where it's just chopping around for the next while. You'll probably see something like that. Little gradually smaller mountains and tightening range, and then we'll either break bullish or bearish. And I don't know. I think I'm probably still bullish at this point. We're still in a weekly uptrend. That's what most people don't understand, right? The naive people, the very green people, the people who just get into markets like in the last couple of years or months or whatever, they think that, oh, silver pulled back 40%, that's the end of the world and the run is over. Well, you're missing a very key part of the equation. How much did it run before the 40%? That should be your first question, right? Okay, let's look at, okay, we pulled back today 40%. Now let's go back to the lows of $28 back in April when I was doing newsletters saying, hey, silver's a snag at $20. It's going to 100 easily. I've been calling for like silver to catch up to gold, and I've been calling for gold 4 or 5,000 for the last 2 years. And I've got the newsletters to prove it. And now people want to buy it. Right? Not when I was doing newsletters for 2 years. After the price goes up, I get people all like, how many times did I have people reach out to me today? When's a good time to buy silver? Well, I was telling people to buy it at $20 and nobody wanted it. And now that it's at 120, people want to buy it at 80. It's just such a messed up upside down world, folks. And if you're falling into this routine, slap yourself. You need to slap yourself out of it, because you're going to lose, and you've probably been losing, and you're going to continue to lose. So until you change, you're just going to, like, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over, not doing anything different, expecting a different result, right? So you're going to drive yourself crazy. So like I said, how much did we run before this pullback? Okay, so we were just at $28 in April. Okay, last April in 2025. We're still 191% higher. From the low at $73, we're still 157% higher. So if you told me that from the low of April to the high, we're up 332% on silver, I would say 50% pullback. That'd be normal. I would be surprised if it didn't pull back 50%. And then you get these people saying that silver pulled back 40% and they're losing their ever-loving mind. I'm like, how are you not expecting this? It'd be different if we just ran 100% and then pulled back 40. Okay, that's concerning. Right? But when you're up over 300%, okay, 30-40% pullback minimum, bare minimum, right? And like I said, we had a daily bull flag target of 112. We overshot that. Even if you sold here at 112, what did you leave on the table? 8%? What, you're going to make another 8%? You're going to risk that? Or you could have just exited there at 112 and then saved yourself 35% of downside. So get greedy, try to snag another 8%, and then bam, get wrecked, and then be down 40%, right? That's the name of the game. And we could still see an EMA 12 and 26 bear cross and not yet daily oversold. So, yeah, it's probably not over yet. Like I said, we're probably going to see a little bit of a relief rally. It's definitely set up for a daily inside bar into tomorrow by the looks of it. Massive range. So, probably going to be choppy, like I said, over the next few days. And gold, same thing here. I mentioned we had the ascending triangle. Look, we had the target breakout. Then we confirmed I think it was a 4-hour bull flag. And then here we are. We're probably going to come back down to old resistance as new support. So don't be surprised if we come down around the 4,400 level on gold. The DXY has been bouncing a little bit. Daily bear flag, though. So this is good for risk on assets as well. But I will expect a little bit more time goes by before we start to see another breakdown. But yeah, this saying around 93. But it's all about the monthly time frame on the dollar index, the DXY. So as you can see, we already confirmed it actually. At the lower high and lower low, so monthly downtrend confirmed and bear flag. The target is 88.92, and that'd put us around monthly oversold. So get ready, folks. The grand finale fireworks show is just around the corner. Yeah, I find it funny. I'm giving levels before they happen, like sometimes weeks in advance, but usually days in advance. I'm telling people that Bitcoin's probably going to go to 81K. And here we are with 20 people in the live stream, folks. Only 20 people want to know things before they happen, but 20 million would rather find out about it after it happens. Do you see why 99% of retail investors lose money in this game? Because most people only pay attention after the price drops or goes up. Wouldn't you want to pay attention before the price drops or goes up? That's why 99% of people lose money in this game. It's because the 20 people that are on the stream right now, they want to put in the work. They actually care about themselves and their family and their family's future and their own future, right? They're willing to put in. You care enough about your future that you're willing to join a live stream and sharpen your skills and try to get to the conclusion before it happens, right? It's not that it's a guarantee, but I can guarantee you the people that follow PAL, the people who are on the stream right now, in 5 to 10 years from now, you're going to have so much money you won't know what to do with. You'll have your family's family will be thanking you, right? And that's because you put in the work today and you followed the right people. You didn't do what most people do, watch your guru, and then only, view the updates after the price cratered or after the price goes up. You only get interested after a major bloodbath, or you only want to buy after a big run up, right? So, as the saying goes, chase big green candles and you get big red dildos. So you'll get the shaft. SPY. So SPY's bouncing back a little bit here now. So flipping into the green almost. All right, let's go through crypto. So losers on the day today. You got Solo, Tel, and Storage, and on the bull list, Casper, but that should be deleted and just shut down. Doge and Bitcoin Cash. Individual names on the day today. MSTR, Tesla, and STKE. And on the bear list, we got ORBS, DDD, and ACHR. We'll jump into the ticker request here in a second. So yeah, I mentioned this as well. YCBD, I said, watch the first target at 68. Look where we hit yesterday, 2 days ago, 72. So as I say, give or take a few percent. How close did we come to that? 5%. So 5 to 10% in either direction. If you were looking at a move on this thing, I said the target was 68, the first one. We pulled back 71% from the recent highs in just about a month. And here it is. If you would have just entered close to that 68 target, you'd be up almost 100%, 81%. So this is why you follow me. This is why you tune into POW Group, Pursuit of Wealth, is because we give you the targets long before they hit, and then you can go long and make 80%, or we give you the targets that, hey, this is probably going to be the upside target, and then we're probably due to pull back like silver. So again, if you were tuned in to watch a guru, you only found out when the price sold off, right? You only got an update on silver after the price sold. If you're tuned into Pursuit of Wealth, you would have been told a week ago that the target was 112 when we were at 90. And then I would have told you to probably it's time to start taking profits or expecting a 20-30% pullback. And then you would have saved yourself 40% of downside. But, oh, hey, if you want to tune into Guru and find out after the price craters or after the price goes up, by all means. YCBD, though, CWBHF, and DB leading the bull list. I just get it. Yeah, even like high tide. So many people today messaging me, what the hell's going on? Your video, it said earnings beat, but you said the price target was 182. Well, I don't pull them out of my ass. I put in thousands and thousands of hours worth of work on sharpening my skills of technical analysis, knowing how to read a chart. And I also studied this industry for thousands of hours, and I've been studying finance for almost 2 decades, 20 years. You think I just pulled this out of my ass? No. And I still have people today that are saying, I'm so surprised that high tide's down today. Why? Told you in the video before the market opened today. It's probably going to 182. Here we are. We just hit 225. Again, did I just pull the number out of my ass? Did I want it to go down? No, I don't want it to go down. I own it. I'm long. But it was a weekly bear flag. Literally textbook. You couldn't make a better textbook bear flag if you try. And then you just take your measured move there from the high to the low. You move it up. But Rod, they beat. They had a huge beat. Doesn't matter. It's just not popular right now. There's no movement on rescheduling. Crypto continues to steal the show. Crypto is selling off. Gold selling off. SPY was weak there for a bit. What is there that's going to, like, one earnings report isn't going to lift up the stock or the sector, especially when you've had this much sell pressure. So, yeah, it could still drop another 20%. So, again, if you want to tune in to watch a guru or other people that are telling you that, you know, High Tide's the best company ever, it should be at $100, and, you know, we're going to $1 million per share. What good would that serve? What value would you get out of that? Just hopium, and then the price goes down, and then you're pissed at me, and you're pissed at yourself, and you're pissed at High Tide, and you're pissed at the stock market and life, right? Versus, you were given the warning yesterday. I literally posted this video yesterday. Earnings beat 21 hours ago. Earnings beat, price target 182. People are like, what? I don't get it. We closed the day at 250 and you're saying 182? Again, it's not what I want to happen. And then we had the bearish triple thunder. The Powell algo alerts told us we're losing our weekly moving average. Nothing nearby into the 200 weekly at 210. We just lost all the daily moving averages and had a death cross. What more do you need to expect downside? Right? Like the most basic chartist and technical analysis. Anybody who's been studying charts for like longer than like an hour would see that, oh yeah, this is a pretty bearish chart. And I even posted a video on Tilray saying death cross probably heading to $6, and then green thumb, incredibly bearish chart. What's the theme? Everything's bearish. So why are we going to be bullish on High Tide when everything's screaming bearish, specifically on the High Tide chart and in the sector, right? All right, let's jump right into it. Okay. Exchanges, and they've had a monopoly this whole time, but they don't like competition, right? Why incur this competition thing you speak of? Why not just keep the monopoly going? That sounds way better than, oh yeah, what is it? Free markets and capitalism? No. Not when it comes from the elitist perspective. When it comes to running the world, no. There is no competition. Literally, that was told. Remember whenever Mark Andreessen was on Joe Rogan's podcast, and he said, we're thinking about starting an AI company. And the government said, no, don't even bother. We already got 2 or 3 companies that we decided that are going to win. Don't even bother. Like, we'll sue the shit out of you. We'll just make your life a living hell, and we will not let you succeed, essentially, is what they're saying. So capitalism is dead. The American dream is dead. And we're basically taken over by globalist devils. And yeah, so there is no left, there is no right, there is no red versus blue. It's all one. It's all an orchestrated theatrical bullshit story and stage. And the quicker you realize that, and the more you hate politics and love people, the better you'll be. And until people start going to jail, right, nothing's going to change. So start reaching out to your elected officials. Tell them we want people to go to jail for insider trading. We want them to go to jail for just the revolving door. Regulatory Capture 101. All right, so let's get into some ticker requests here. And I might have just did a mistake. I went into the threads here. Let me just read these here actually real quick, because it's going to mark them as unread now. You would eat that stuff. He's talking about BYND. Yeah, Beyond Meat. It's not bad at the one at A&W is pretty good. But yeah, I agree. It's not that great for you, and starts to taste weird after a while. Yeah, Jam saying, I told my dad many times you'll see a big correction on gold and silver soon. Didn't believe it. Yeah, that's another indicator, though. When your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister, your dog are all saying, no, there's never going to be a pullback on gold and silver, and they're getting mad at you for even saying it, okay, it's coming soon. It's coming soon to an exchange near you. POW, no surprises here. Rod the Trick God. Oh yeah, today was the last day of Flare distributions as well. I got like 15,000 Flare for free. in a flare drop. And then I get the delegation reward, 782. Imagine flare goes to $1 or $2. It's like 30 grand, 40 grand for nothing. Literally just for free. Sorry, I'm just answering private community member questions in Slack because I don't want to make it come faster, Rod. Yeah, I kind of just want the flush to happen now. Like let Bitcoin go to 60K and get it over with. Let XRP drop to 120. Let's short it, make some money on the way down, and then take that money and buy more longs. My plan. All right. So let's jump into some ticker requests. I think I got all the threads. The way it works is if I go to the threads in the Slack community, in the private community, on desktop anyway, it marks everything as red. So I just wanted to make sure I didn't skip anybody's question. All right, let's go into ticker requests here. So we got Joe and Jam. So YCBD, yeah, we'll look into these first. So, and if anybody's wondering, like on YouTube, or if you're a YouTube member, a public YouTube like subscriber, this is what I do every day, essentially for Power Group private community members. I come on, I review the market, and then I take any questions and any ticker requests. I look at any charts for people. I give them my opinion on the price action, whether or not we're going to see up, down, or sideways is the most likely scenario, similar to what I'm doing right now. But that's usually Power Group private community members only, and then I make the video live the next day, 24 hours later, for YouTube members, the replay. Just so everybody's aware. But yeah, let me bring that up. YCBD on the NYC. So yeah, as I mentioned, when we were at $1.70, I said this thing's probably going to drop like a rock. EMA 12 and 26 bear cross, bear flag, downtrend, coming off daily oversold. First target was 68. We hit 72, and then we rocketed almost 100%. So at this point, we're no longer expecting this target. I would say the bottom's pretty much in at this point, but same thing, kind of like silver, just the opposite, right? If we were like inverted, we would look like silver. And then based on the size of that range, it's a daily inside bar into tomorrow. Well, same thing on YCBD, big range, big candle on the daily today. We're probably set up for a daily inside bar and just tightening range and boring action into tomorrow. But it's more than likely a sign that we're going to see rescheduling announced in probably next week. I would say I just posted the video right here. Matt Gaetz told that the DA is drafting a rule to reschedule ASAP. So that tells me that it's more than likely going to be like next week. And we know that Trump wanted the deadline to be January, so it's looking like, yeah, next week. Could even be later today or this weekend, but I would say the most likely scenario is next week. Then you're going to have probably a couple months before enactment. Legal challenges from like Sam, right? Well, we all know it's fine. Just let them do whatever they want. We know they're going to burn in hell, right? So they're not there. This is medicine. People are actually getting, like, people who are on their deathbed, terminally ill, are getting relief from this, and they're trying to stand in the way of that. You know what it means, right? They're going to burn in hell. So let them just do because they're just puppets, right? They're put there by big pharma, big alcohol, and tobacco. They're getting paid under the table, right? Probably through shell companies and all kinds of shit. But don't worry, he'll burn in hell, and yeah, he'll get what's coming to him one way or another. So you want to prevent people from finding relief in dire straits and like on their deathbed when they're terminally ill, and you want to prevent that? I hope you burn in hell. You deserve to. You're an absolute scumbag. All right. YCBD. So yeah, probably set up for a daily inside bar. Getting back above the 10-week moving average. Still some work to do there, though. Stochastic still a little ways away before we cross bullish. We are finding resistance right at the 50 weekly moving average. So yeah, probably the top is likely in for a little while and more than likely just going to tighten up over the next couple of days. But we are seeing a golden cross form here on YCBD. So not uncommon to see the big move, then the cross, as we sell off, and then we go again. So if we can get a close over here on the weekly time frame, if we can close over that 50 weekly at 121, then we got some runway until about 299. But yeah, this is likely telling me, based on the amount of move that we've seen, we're probably going to get the announcement here soon from the DOJ and DEA. CWBHF. All right, so same thing here. We were a daily bull flag, and we were targeting 108. So we started daily consolidation as long as we held 24 cents. That was the key level line in the sand. We didn't even lose the 0.32 fib, or sorry, the 0.236 fib. So not only did we not come to the 0.32 fib, we didn't even lose the 0.236, which tells us that bulls were really eager to buy the dip, and it's very strong. And then once we broke resistance there at 38 cents, that confirmed it. And then you just take your measured move from the low to the high, and your target is 108. And I get the question all the time, well, what's the timeline on that? Well, it's probably like a couple weeks because it's the daily time frame. If it's the monthly time frame, then it's a few weeks. If it's the yearly time frame, it's a few months. If it's the hourly time frame, it's a few hours. Or sorry, a few minutes. If it's the daily time frame, it's a few hours, right? But no one, the timing of everything is, no one knows. And I've never seen a sector more manipulated than MJ and crypto. So that's why I don't play options or any of that. It's hard enough to figure out whether or not the direction is up, down, or sideways. Why try to factor in time and risk of total loss? It makes no sense. But yeah, we're targeting 108. Daily inside bar today, kind of similar to what YCBD is probably going to do tomorrow. But still very bullish. Let's take a quick peek over here. We did have a stochastic bear cross, but yeah, we're well above all of our weekly moving averages. So yeah, again, the fact that YCBD and CWBHF, Charlotte's Web, are all this strong tells me that, yeah, we're probably days away, if not weeks away, from getting the official draft ruling from the DOJ, and then that kicks off a month or two of legal challenges, and then, like I said, somewhere around the April, spring/summertime makes sense for enactment of rescheduling. Because like they already said that the descheduling commission is planned for the summertime. So why the hell would they not want to get rescheduling done before a descheduling commission? You're telling me they're going to create a descheduling commission before they actually were successful at rescheduling? That makes no fucking sense. So that's why my timeline is that. And we'll see if I'm correct or not. But again, when people get so worked up about timing of things, it just shows your naivety. It shows that you're new. It shows that you don't understand truly how markets work. Because if you were involved in XRP since 2017 like I was, you would be taught what patience is. And I was buying it at 10 cents, 20 cents, 30 cents, 40 cents. My average is at 40 cents. XRP is still today at, what, 170? Still way higher than where I bought it. And I'm not even selling anytime soon, and I'm still being patient, waiting for my $4 first price target, right? So you need to just come to terms with the fact that it'll do it when it does it. It'll do it on its own terms, not when you want it to. Okay? So the more you just, like, what are you a trader? Or are you an investor? If you're a trader, you set your support and your resistance levels, your stop loss, your take profit, and you leave it, you get stopped out or you hit your target, and that's it, right? You don't need to worry about time. And if you're an investor, you don't need to worry about time either. Just buy when it's cheap. Have your exit plan, whether it be a certain price level that you're going to take profit at, a certain catalyst, a certain time horizon, and then just wait. It's that easy. But people can't seem to figure out the patience and the waiting part. And like Bitcoin, like crypto, how much gains have we seen there in like a decade? It's completely unheard of. We're talking like big tech gains in like 10 years, which took big tech like 3 or 4 decades to do, and we did it in 1 decade, maybe even less, and people are still saying, oh my god, I'm bored and this is taking too long. It just goes to show you like the naivety and the inexperience that people have and the instant gratification. CBSI. So yeah, we're expecting about a 3-cent price target. We hit 3.6. We were expecting 3.2. So again, became very close there. This is probably by far the worst of the 3, though. I would say it's Charlotte's Web, then YCBD, then CBSI. Probably a toss-up between the 2, but like for pure CBD full spectrum plays. Yeah, that one's still pretty choppy. Still 2 daily inside bars in a row. So it's looking like the bottom could be in on this one as well. Next major, yeah, it's pretty choppy on the daily. Not a whole lot of volume either. Weekly time frame, weekly inside bar. So yeah, if we can get over last week's high at 5 cents, then like basically nothing until 10 cents. So this could be another 100% mover. It's just tiny market cap, 8 million, and low volume, so it's not really great for day trading, right? You want usually like at least like 100 million. SNDL and the NASDAQ for jam, sure, no problem. Let's take a look. And we'll jump into the YouTube members after this. And you can see why I wouldn't do a public live stream, because I didn't even get through the PAL Group private community members yet. And we're 42 minutes in. And then I still got to do the YouTube members. So if I was doing public to everybody, I'd be here for 3 or 4 hours. And I love yous. I can't be on the computer that long. Whole point of reaching pursuit of wealth and creating pursuit of wealth so that you don't have to be a slave to the computer. That's why I like some trades. I'd rather swing trading, but that's why I'm not a big fan of day trading, because well, A, I don't need the money, and B, yeah, I like my life too much than to be glued to the computer 24/7. It's like I don't like having a boss at a job. Why the hell would I want to be like? Why would I want my computer to boss me around? It doesn't make any sense. So SNDL, we just had the death cross. So the fact that that's out of the way is a good sign. Weekly platinum bull cross, the 50 and the 200 weekly set to cross. I would say best case scenario about a month out, maybe 3 weeks. So yeah, the next couple of months looking explosive for MJ, and that makes a whole lot of sense. Crypto legislation is probably going to be done. If it's not done, then it's going to be probably a 2-year period where they don't touch it and they leave it alone and they focus on MJ and drug policy at large. But yeah, over the next couple of months, MJ is more than likely going to explode. It's just hopefully the broader market doesn't crater before that happens. Weekly time frame, yeah, we had the bearish triple thunder, so we were given a long-term heads up here when price POW algo sell alert went off around 223, and then we dropped to 144. Now we're looking for the bullish triple thunder. We just had the stochastic, but the MACD and the price still needs to get over the 10-week moving average. So still a lot of work to do. Like I said, at least probably 3 weeks away. And on SNDL, we had a bear flag target, I believe, on the daily time frame. Yes, it was. We had our high, low, lower high, measured move, high to the low, move it out to your 0.32 fib. Oh, we also had this target here as well. So we had 138 and then 132. Look where we hit yesterday, 145. Came within about 4 and 8% respectively. But yeah, this is a no-brainer add here at these levels, in my opinion. It will be a weekly bear flag potentially as well once we do bounce. So if we start the weekly bounce over the next week or two, key resistance is going to be 175, or else we risk a weekly downtrend, and you probably don't want to have this number, but you come here for the truth, not for fluff and clickbait. So if we don't get over 175 and then come down and form a lower high and then confirm a weekly bear flag, we'd be targeting 108. And the only way that happens is if, Iran tensions, that's something as well, right? Government shutdown, Iran tensions, geopolitical tensions. There's talks that could ramp up this weekend. World War III narrative continues, and that's exactly what it is, just a narrative. It's not actually real. It's all orchestrated. There's no way in hell you're in 2026 and there's a war breaking out. It wouldn't make any sense. If it's not planned, it wouldn't make any sense. All it would take is 1 or 2 countries to hit a button, and boom, the whole world's ended. It's not real, folks. It's a global reset and political, geopolitical theater. That's what it is. I was told 4 years ago that crypto and XRP were created to prevent World War III. Was there any narrative of World War III 4 years ago? No, there was not. Guess what happened a couple years later? World War III narrative. What does that tell you? That I'm a conspiracy theorist. Oh, yeah, that's great. Ask me if I care why JFK died or who killed him. No, I do not care about that. Why? Because it does not give me any value to myself or my family or my family's family. Ask me if XRP is the new world reserve currency and if that's a conspiracy I would like to learn more about, and whether or not it was to prevent World War III and basically become the new plumbing of the new financial system. Yeah, I want to learn more about that conspiracy, please. Because if it's true, my family will be set for generations to come. All right. So yes, SNDL not looking great at the moment. So the key resistance. So there's a clear pattern here. What is it? You tell me. I'm just kidding. So going on 8 weeks, going on 7 weeks. So we're 6 weeks going on 7 weeks of a lower high every single weekly candle. What does that tell you? Once we break the high of the previous weekly candle, expect a big bounce. But like I said, it's just a potential weekly bear flag. So then 175 will come into play. But if we don't break the high of last week this week, then we just keep it simple. Next week, this high of this week becomes the key resistance level next week. We break that, expect a big bounce. But yeah, probably head into weekly oversold like most names. All right, jumping into the POW YouTube members. So Todd Mills got a couple ticker requests. Sure, no problem. Rocket Lab and Microvision, assuming both have more downside. Yeah, and if you can let me know, I know YouTube members are not as familiar, but if you can let me know the ticker and the exchange, because sometimes there's some, like, for example, if you told me to look up the ticker Love, well, there's two companies with the same ticker on different exchanges. One's called the Lovesac company, one's called Canara Biotech. If you give me the name of the company, sometimes there can be multiple exchanges. So like Tilray, if you give me Tilray's, well, do you want the US side? Do you want the Canadian side? Which one do you want, right? So it just helps me figure out exactly what you want and make sure I'm looking at the right name and just overall quicker. Rocket Lab, never heard of that one. And here's an example of why I'd like the ticker. Maybe I need a space. Yeah, there we go. Rocket Lab. Is this like an Elon Musk thing or what? So weekly bull flag, and we'll change that from red. So the target here is 124. And we just hit 99, so not surprising to see us find resistance at 100 psychological. We're still in a weekly uptrend, but realistically, as long as we hold $60, we're just fine, and it's a potential weekly bull flag. We already confirmed it, so we're just looking for the follow-through now. Still a weekly uptrend, so it's looking good. But don't be surprised if we do hit 125, 124, and then pull back probably 10, 20%. Or sorry, no, a lot more than that. Like 20 or 30%. This thing's been an absolute monster. RKLB on the NYSE or the NASDAQ. I think it's the NASDAQ, yeah. Okay, so yeah, it's seeing a little bit of a clue here that we could be seeing a local top. So the stochastic just crossed bearish. We're still holding the 10-week moving average. The MACD is still a ways away yet, so that tells me that I think we're just cooling the jets a little bit here. We're just regaining the composure. Bulls are looking to take a breather, and then you're more than likely going to see another final push higher. Then you'll get the MACD bear cross, and then the loss of the 10-week moving average. You get the Pow Algo sell alert, bearish triple thunder, and then probably a 30%, 20 or 30% correction at least, similar to gold and silver. RKLB on the weekly time frame, yeah, we have nothing nearby until 44, which is the 50 weekly. So yeah, if we do come back to around that $60 level, that would make sense for a back test there. And we're well above all of our daily moving averages as well. And we have the 50-day at 67. So yeah, there's a lot of support in that $60 level area. But yeah, still extremely strong. Weekly consolidation underway this week, but still extremely Strong, no major red flags whatsoever. We are confirming a daily downtrend, which was evidenced by weekly consolidation. If you're on an hourly time frame and you confirm an hourly downtrend, that means zoom out to the daily, look for daily consolidation. If you confirm an hourly uptrend, that means zoom out to the daily, look for the daily bounce. If you confirm a weekly downtrend, that means zoom out to the monthly, look for monthly consolidation. If you confirm a weekly uptrend, that means zoom out to the monthly, look for the monthly bounce. Make sense? Clear as mud? Cool. Don't worry, after like 5 or 10 years, you'll get it. Yeah, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It takes a long fucking time before you understand this stuff, right? That's why 99% of people lose money. That's why 99% of people don't make any money in the stock market. Because it's hard. It's basically akin to like being like a world poker player, right? Like you really have to practice at it. I would say it's easier than that, though. Especially with the Palo Algo alerts and Battle Group private community, more eyes on the map. Like we got almost 100 people in the group, right? And everybody has their strengths and weaknesses. So it's honestly, it's the best thing ever. And you make so many friends and everything. It's just, I can't imagine. Like I've been studying financial markets for 20 years and I'd be at such a disadvantage if I wasn't in the Battle Group private community and the algo alerts. But yeah, daily lower high and lower low. Could still see an EMA 12 and 26 bear cross as well. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we did come down around $70. Form a maybe even hit daily oversold, and then we go again, hit that 2024, and then pull back substantially. I'd say that's the most likely scenario. Assuming both have more downside coming. Yeah, so pretty much. But still, when in doubt, zoom out on the longer term time frames. It's looking great. MVIS. So first thing I'm seeing here is a descending triangle. And eventually you'll be like me, right? You'll just be able to open the chart, and then within like 2 seconds, you'll be like, oh, you'll have a pretty damn good idea. But, geez, it took me like 5 years before I could do what I just did. But again, I'm willing to help you. There's like 100 people who I've been teaching for the last 5 years who are willing to help you. And hopefully we can cut down your learning from years to months. But target is 63 cents. So in order to confirm it, we need to lose 81 cents. If we lose 81 cents, that's also a double bottom. So that's clear support. And usually the magic is in 3. So 2 times, yeah, third time gets weaker. And that's usually where the straw that breaks the camel's back. And so yeah, 81 cents key support. Lose that. Descending triangle confirmed. All it is just a series of lower highs and a horizontal line of support. On the flip side, if it's an ascending triangle, that's a bullish continuation pattern. It's a series of higher lows and a horizontal line of resistance. And then you would expect more upside. But because this is not inverted, it's a descending triangle, and we're looking at 63 if we lose 81. And again, if you give me multiple tickers, I'll spend more time on the first one. But I got to chug along here. Hopefully that helps. Hey, Vince, how you doing? Please do some TA. Please TA. I don't know what that means. Scott, please TA. Please take a look at Curly. Okay, there we go. You just corrected it. So again, if you give me the ticker, because there's CRLF, there's Curious. So do you want the Canadian name? Do you want the US name? I think the TSX has more volume. Todd says, thanks, Rod. No problem. So yeah, what do we got for volume here? We're at 580K. 578. So yeah, there'd be more on the OTC right now, so we'll chart that one. Generally go where the volume is. So weekly bear flag, first thing. I already knew that because there's bear flags on everything, and I already drew it. There you go. So weekly bear flag, we're targeting 173. Could still see an EMA 12 and 26 bear cross. That adds even more confluence to the fact, more pattern signals indicators saying the same thing, that we're seeing more downside. We're at the low of the week. We have no support until 180 on the price action, and look where the bear flag target is, 173. So we're probably heading there. We're not yet weekly oversold. What does that tell us? That we could see more downside. We're not expecting a bounce just yet, and not set up well if SPY were to roll over. CRLF on the weekly time frame, we just had a bearish triple thunder as well. We lost the 10-week moving average, MACD, and the stochastic across bearish on the weekly. If you were bullish on this chart, you're smoking something other than cannabis. RKLB. which is not what we want. CURLF. Yeah, we have the 50 weekly. We lost the 100 and the 200 weekly. Now we're coming down to test the 50 weekly at 187. So yeah, I'm pretty confident we're going to be in that 180 to 170 level here very quickly. CURLF on the daily time frame. Yeah, we still could see a death cross as well, like most names. So you got the 200 day at 205. Lose that. Like I said, probably heading to 170. And not yet daily oversold either. So yeah, we could definitely see. I would be very, very surprised if we're not at 170, 180 in the next week or two. But if we can get this out of the way, maybe we, who knows? We could even get there in the next day or two. But if we get the announcement next week about the DOJ, but then there's going to be lawsuits. Then there's going to be a 30 to 60 day comment and legal challenges, and what's that going to create? More. It's going to spook and create more uncertainty. What does the market not love? Uncertainty. So even if we get the news, there's going to be legal challenges probably right after. Therefore, it might even be a bearish catalyst. But then over the next couple months, legal challenges will get tossed out. Sam will look like a complete retard like they already are. And morons, well, they're not morons. They're not, I shouldn't even say that. They're very smart. They're really smart, actually. They're almost too smart for their own good. Because they're corrupt, and they're bought and paid for. They sold their soul, and they're going straight to hell, right? So let them keep doing the bidding of the big pharmas, alcohols, tobaccos, all they want. Let them keep hating the American people. Let them keep hating on cancer patients and people who are suffering from epilepsy and seizures, who could be one seizure away from dying. No, they want to prevent that, folks. So I really hope he rots and burns in hell, which I know he will, because there's no way in hell you you get through life like that and don't get what's coming to you. Don't worry. Karma will get him. So not looking great, but yeah, if you're looking for buy orders, that might be a good area to target. Somewhere around that 170, and then after that, you're looking at 150. And then nothing really until $1. And I think Scott asked me to do a video on Cureleaf, so we just got two birds stoned at once. ETH. What do you want to look at ETH for? It's absolute junk. No, it's all good. I do think it's junk, but this one, so, whoops. Even the creators of Ethereum said it was a prototype. And Ethereum Classic was the first. This one was the second. So the first one failed. They created a second one, and they even called the second one a prototype. This is the founders. And then, what was it? I think it was Hugo Filion, the creator of Flare, commented on Vitalik Buterin's post. He's like, Vitalik Buterin, the creator of Ethereum, who worked at Ripple, got the ideas of as an intern whenever he came to the United States, and then he got the idea of smart contracts from Ripple, left Ripple to create Ethereum. He was basically posting on X saying, it's time for the crypto market to move away from speculation and utility. It's like, yeah, your chain does absolutely nothing, and it's garbage. There's high gas fees. It's controlled by China, and JP Morgan was involved before the mainnet. So before the public could even buy Ethereum, JP Morgan was invested. JP Diamond. And this is the same company and bank that got fined billions of dollars for manipulating gold and silver. This is the same company that told their employees in 2018 if they talked to any of their clients about Bitcoin or crypto, they would fire them. It was later found out that JP Morgan was buying Bitcoin during that time frame, and they created their own JPM coin. But yeah, we're targeting 24.79. That's why I opened my short on ETH, targeting 24. And weekly time frame, all about 26.20. Lose that. Then, like I said, target is 24.79. And then after that, no support until about 2100. But yeah, definitely bearish here as well. It'll probably do okay. You got like Bitmine and Mr. Beast and everything probably going to pump it up one more time. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if ETH probably went to zero. Like, it's inflationary, right? It's forever inflationary. Like, they're adding to the supply all the time. XRP, they burn a little bit every transaction. So XRP, 100 billion. ETH, we don't know what the max would be because there is no max. It continues to get bigger. At least Bitcoin's 21 million, but guess what? Bitcoin doesn't burn Bitcoin with every transaction. XRP burns a little bit of XRP, meaning it's deflationary. Bitcoin isn't inflationary, but it's also not deflationary. So technically, XRP is a better store of value than both of them. And who was it? I think it was Stephen McClurk who said, CEO of Canary Capital yesterday, he said he doesn't think, he said, my portfolio used to be 80% Bitcoin, now it's not at all. He's like, I don't even know if Bitcoin's going to survive long term. And I agree. The only way it survives is because the government decides to let it survive, not because of the free market. There's no way in hell the free market would choose Bitcoin. That's like saying, you know what, this dial-up internet, this high-speed internet's great, but I like the I like sitting here for 5 minutes waiting for it to connect first, and then waiting a week for a song to download. That makes more sense to me because it was first. Why do you like dial-up? Oh, because it was first. So we're just going to stop innovating. It's so funny. Yeah, it's not looking good. Bears triple thunder. All I have to say, not telling you to buy, sell, or hold. Make money on ETH, get the hell out, run away, far, far away, never look back. It's garbage, folks. When the founders are telling you it's a prototype, I don't know what to tell you. If you think anything else, literally the creators said it's a prototype. And yeah, we have the 200 weekly at 24.58 as well. So yeah, that lines up with my target, bear flag target of 24. So yeah, we could drop to around 24, maybe 2,000, and then probably a big bounce coming after that. But like I said, there's just not enough reward here for the risk. Like, even if it goes to 5,000, that's 100% gain. Like, some of these alts, like XLM and XRP, HBAR, they could do a 10x easily. Right, $1,000 into $10,000. With ETH, you might be lucky to make $2,000 off $1,000. It's just not worth it, in my opinion. This late in the game. Where is Tilly going? Thanks, Rod. You bet. Tilly is going to 622. We dropped to another daily lower low today, meaning we lost the low of yesterday. Oh man, the amount of comments and hateful people I got. Actually, before we get into the negative, hang on a second here. Before we get into the negative, Grant in the Power Group private community shared out that he sold Tilray, and I'm not telling people to buy, sell, or hold. It's not the purpose of this. You have to make your own decision. But I told the Power Group private community, and Grant's in there, so he found out about it weeks ago. I said around $10, $9, this thing was probably going to head to $6. And he said to me, do you think it's going to $6? Like, are you pretty confident of that? I think I'm going to sell a big chunk of my Tilray position and then look to reload cheaper. Because, Grant's like me. We've been in the market for the last 5 years plus, and it's been a brutal. So if you can avoid the downside and accumulate more shares, then great. So he was able to sell it like $9 or $10, I believe it was, and here we are getting close to $6. So that saved him 25% at downside, sold, and now he's able to buy 25% more. I'm not sure if he's going back in yet, but I would say, Grant, if you're listening, probably a good idea to start scaling back in if that was your plan. So yeah, 622 is looking like the cards were set to potentially close near the low of the day. We're not yet daily oversold, not yet weekly oversold. What does that tell us? Could see more downside. Still lots of other bear flags out there as well. And oops. Yeah, we're back below the 10-week moving average. MACD and stochastic are bearish again. Sorry, we just lost the 50 weekly. No support. Daily moving averages, no support. When the death cross is, it could occur any day. So it's looking like it's close, but no cigar. We need a little bit more downside. Daily oversold. That's probably going to mark a local bottom. All right, going to end it there. Not going to do any more ticker requests. Actually, I'll just check on the POW Group private community one more time. Okay, yeah. No, we're good. So checking into the news, the MJ channel. So look at this. While I'm doing the stream, all this news is coming in automatically. I've got like dozens and dozens of publishers. You'll never have to check another news site ever again. It's amazing. You get the POW algo alerts right in here, so you get all the buy and sell signals right in here. You can also get it emailed to you as well if you'd rather that. And then all the MJ news, so MJ Moment, you got Normal, MJ Herald, MJ Biz Daily, literally dozens and dozens of publishers all get filtered in here into the MJ News channel. Then if it's commodities, it gets filtered into the commodities news. Crypto news all gets filtered into crypto from dozens of publishers as well. AI agents launched a social network and spawned a digital religion overnight. Dow Jones and the crypto market drop. And generic news. Awesome. All right, that's it. We even got AI in the community now, so you can ask AI questions, and it'll give you the answers. So you don't even have to sign up for an AI or create an account. It's just all in there within there. The one-stop shop. The Amazon of finance. Did he just compare POW Group to Amazon? How dare he? They're not even in the same category. One's in tech, one's in finance. I get that all the time. Did you just say Tilray's the Amazon of MJ? Did you just say Ripple's the Amazon of crypto? All right. Yeah, that's it. Gonna end it there. Trying to keep this around an hour, and we're already well over that. So, SPY, yeah, weakness picking up again here. Like I said, folks, don't be surprised if we see one more big flush and then the biggest rally that we've ever seen. Can't wait. The grand finale's almost here. All right, going in it there. Start closing those shorts and start getting the buy orders ready. But don't set the buy orders too close, because like I said, we're probably going to see a big flush. And do like what I do. Well, don't do what I do, because I can't tell you to do what I do. But consider doing what I do. If you're looking to buy an asset, scale in. So instead of getting, like, here's another profound idea. Instead of going all in on one buy, you can do it on multiple buys. Really? As people all the time are just like, when should I go 110% all in? I've got 10 grand. When should I go all in on one buy with 10 grand? And I'm like, why do you have to go all in on one buy with 10 grand? Why can't you go 2,500 here, 2,500? Oh yeah, that sounds like a pretty good idea. So if you're looking to buy XRP and we're at 170, maybe you buy a little bit now. Maybe buy another 33% at 160, another 33% at 150. And another little bit. And what I do is, let's say I'm looking at the price and it's at 170, and I'm like, I'd really like to buy, and I'm thinking, how much lower is it really going to go? And I think this is a good deal. What I'll do is I'll buy a pretty decent amount right then and there. Like yesterday, when XRP hit 174, I bought a pretty decent chunk. But my plan is to buy it all the way down to around 129. Okay? So what I do is I buy a little bit at 174, but that I use more dollars. Then I have another one at 164, but a little less dollars the next time. And then one at 154 and a little less dollars compared to the one previous. And then the one at 144 is a little bit less than the one at 154. Why do I do that? Because if it doesn't hit, I've got a pretty decent amount now. And if it does hit, your money goes a lot further, because you're able to buy more at a cheaper price. Therefore, your money goes longer, and you're going to see more upside. So consider using that as a tip and trick as well. All right, once again, happy Friday. Hope you have a fantastic rest of the day today and a great weekend ahead. I'll probably be getting some additional videos out a little bit later on as well. But as always, thanks again for joining us in the pursuit of wealth. It's Rod, and we'll see you on the next one.